teacher.
Alright, my name is Ellen and I will be your examiner for today. So, I'll be asking questions for you for IELTS speaking. It will take like 11 to 15 minutes. So, are you ready to begin?
Yes, I'm really ready.
Alright, so before we do that, I want you to introduce yourself.
My name is Đào Phương Thảo, and I'm a grade 12 student in a high school. And I have learned English for 7 years, and my pursuit is to get a scholarship in university. So I take the exam, and my favorite is reading books, and I often read many kinds of books like comic books, self-help book, and other kinds.
Alright, that's good. Okay, so let's begin our part one, which is general questions. So I'll be asking the topic all about home. What kind of accommodation do you live in?
I reside in a two-story house with my parents and in the countryside, not like the other big cities, where people often live in the apartment. My family and I live in a two-story house, as I mentioned, and there are a garden and also a big yard where I can play sports with my brother after school.
How long have you been living in your house?
I can say I have been living with my parents since I grew born, about 17 years. Yeah.
Do you plan to live there for a long time?
And not really, because I'm a grade 12 student, and next year I will try to study hard and go to university in another cities, and I would try to come back my hometown at weekends or on special occasion, not every day.
Which room in your house does your family spend most of the time?
I think the bedroom is a room where I spend most of time, because my bedroom is separate and different from each other. I can study and spend time by myself that, and this also the favorite room in my house.
What would you like to change about your house?
I would say the kitchen, because my father decided to mix the kitchen and the dining room. I think it's a bit not cozy, and I want the dining room is separate from the kitchen. When we having dinners or meals in that, we can have a more warmer atmosphere, and the kitchen is a bit mixed, and we often got to up it.
Alright, so now this time let me ask you more topic all about concentration. What do you need to be focused on?
I need to focus on my studies, and there are many things that distract me from study, like small things like my friend or something, the noise of other people. But I try to be focused on my study as much as possible to improve my studies.
What are the things that might distract you from trying to be focused?
There are a lot of distractions. Firstly, at classroom, there my friends who always who is always talking to me. Sometimes I find it a bit annoying. Besides, at home, there are sometimes the noise of my neighborhood. They also talk in the morning, so it distracts me from being focused on study and doing other things.
What do you do to help you concentrate?
There are many ways I can do to stay focused on. Firstly, I can set times to ensure that I finish my work during the time I set. So it makes me stay focused. And secondly, I also sometimes wear earphones to avoid some noise from the other noise.
Okay. Now we're done with our part one, so let's proceed to our part two, which is the cue card. So I'll give you a cue card and an extra paper and pen. So you will have 1 minute to make notes, and then after that you will have 2 minutes to speak. So your 1 minute to prepare begins now. Alright, so your 1 minute to prepare is done. So this time you will have 2 minutes to speak.
I wanted to tell you about a trip to Da Nang, which is one of the most memorable experience in my childhood. I would say when I was 7 years old, I did very well at school, and my parents decided to give me a trip to Da Nang as a reward for me. And we went there by car and did many things there. On the first day, we go to Bana Hill and snap some photos, and we also enjoy some local delicacies such as Quang noodles. On the second day, we went to the beach and went swimming with with other people, and that was interesting. And my parent, it was my parent who went there with me. And the reason why I choose to talk about a trip is that it was the first time it was the first experience I went with my family, and we had a lot of memorable experience and some unforgettable memory there. And I would say that I would never forget about the experience, a trip to Da Nang with my family, and I wish I wish I can study harder to come back this again.
I'm sorry, your 2 minutes is done. So now let me get the cue card and the pen and the paper. So this time let's proceed to part three. Since our topic is all about describe a happy experience in your childhood in part two, so I'll be asking you all about experiences in part three. How do you think childhood experiences contribute to a person's overall happiness in adulthood?
Can you say that again?
How do you think childhood experiences contribute to the happiness of a person when they become childhood?
Not really, uh, and I don't get it. Can you explain it more clearly?
How do you think a person's childhood experience will help to make someone happy when they become adults?
I think yes, because thinking back about the past, the people will have the motivation to try harder for the future, and also they can respect the past of them and will try harder for the future.
In what ways a happy childhood memories impact person's emotional well-being?
I think there are many ways that people can do to remind them of the past. For example, by taking photos, and when seeing back of that, people think that is unforgettable and memorable. So people will try to improve the future, and they live for the past.
All right. Do you think it's important for parents to create opportunities for their child to have memorable experience?
I would say yes, definitely. And by this way, children will have more opportunity to have experience and memorable memory with their parents, and a lot of benefits of the way parents can bring back to the children.
Can you tell me any long-term effects of positive childhood experience onto family relationships?
One of the positive aspects that spring to me is that children will respect the past, and they can love their family members more, and they will try to spend more time with them because they are a family, and it creates a sense of warmth.
All right. Okay. And last question. How do you think parents will do in order to create a happy, memorable experience to their children?
Yes, and there are many ways parents can do to create memorable experience for the children. First one, they can go a trip, like my parents that go not far, not the outside or abroad. They can go somewhere for children can have experience. Secondly, people can take photos of where and when their children come to, and by that way, children can have more memorable experience with not only their parents but also their childhood.
All right. Okay, so we're done with our speaking part 1 to 3.